Hello, everybody. Who we got in the building? Truth Strong. Okay, baby. Hey, Missy. Diva Time. Granny. What's up, Granny? What's up, Kels? Tears. What's up, Tears? Spiritual Gangster. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, guys. Well, before we start everything, I want you guys to know that I now have a membership tier that you guys can join for once a month. It's $1.99 and you get little perks. Okay, we get little perks and we get to put emojis, emoji stickers and things of that nature. And the first tier, you get the Badass Warriors of the Divine Light next to your name. So, I think that would be cool. And then there's different emojis. If you can go check it out, just go in the video and just click join so you guys can see what's there. And we'll see how it goes, maybe the month or two. And then I'll make different tier levels and do different things. Like I said, I want to be able to do like a book club so that I can, we can read books, only members only. And I will purchase books and give out the books because Amazon gives me a group discount type of thing if I do it. So I would love to do that. And we can, I can ship out books to you guys and I can read the books and then we can discuss the books, talk about it. You guys will have questions. If you guys read ahead of me or whatever, that'll be great. So I just wanted to say hi, everybody. How's everybody out there doing? How are we doing? Are we good? We good? Okay, we good. Well, so I just wanted to show my pretty face because I just got to show my pretty face. I know you guys have missed me. I love y'all. So, let me see what's going on in the chat. I don't have my glasses on, y'all. D, what's up, D? Who was Mom Live? Hey, Mom. Who else? Black Girl Beauty, BGB. What's up, Mama? Hey, ladies. Hi. Big hugs to all of you guys. So I'm going to read the transcript. We're going to get into that. But you know me, I like to throw some juicy stuff, inside. So I'm going to present to you guys the video or two real quick. And first thing will be these young ladies from a poetry group online, and they're on YouTube. I will post the link, and I recommend that you guys follow. They do a lot of flowetry poetry, and I think they're awesome. They do all kinds of poetry. I'll put the link to their channel in the chat, and I'll also put it on later on in the description box. All right, guys. So enjoy. I'm going to go off camera one more time. Yes. Okay, let's see here. Espérate. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with y'all. I'm going to share the screen. Oh, mira. Matter of fact, shout out to the non-lawyer. I just wanted to let you know, brother, when you're gonna share a video, right? First of all, take the Bluetooth off. take off the Bluetooth and just use your camera mic or your mic, however you have it set up. When you're going to share the video and you want to mute yourself so nobody hears your background but only hears the audio, what you do is you go to share screen. When you click the share screen button, the window's going to tell you choose what to share. So you should have an option on top that says entire screen, Windows, or a Microsoft tab, a Chrome tab, or whatever other tab you might have, right? You click whichever option it is that you have open that you want. Look at each of them. Go to the window and see what it is, and then go to the Microsoft, see what it is. As you do that, you click the option you want on the very bottom, on the left side of that box. After you click so say for instance, you go into Microsoft Edge tab, which is what I have. You go into that tab, and you go into that tab, like I have here the YouTube video that I want to share. So I'm going to click on that option. Then I'm going to go to the bottom left side of that box, and I'm going to click Share tab Audio. Then you're going to go to Share, and then you're going to go, after you share, then you're going to go to your StreamYard tab. You're going to open that, and then you're going to mute your mic. And then go back, press play, and everybody will hear the audio. All right? I know a lot of people don't know how to do that. So that was just a quick tip on how you do that, guys. All right? For anybody who doesn't know how to do that, I had to learn. Okay? All right. So I'm going to share this, guys, with you. All right. Full screen. Copy. Okay, you beautiful ladies, see the screen? Yes. I'm going to put the link to this video in the chat. Please go and follow, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Wan Poetry. And the title of this video is called To Catch a Predator. Okay? And the two young ladies are RJ and Cleo. Now I'm going to go on mute. And let me know if you guys can hear the video. And give me a thumbs up in the chat. Thank you.
On the show To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen,
sting operations are set up to catch internet predators looking to have sex with underage girls.
The investigation starts in the windy city of Chicago,
where a tornado of a man tore through young girls with the promise of taking them to Oz. Chris Hansen comes out the closet and sees R. Kelly, who has the screen name Pied Piper.
The cameras are here to record everything.
He forged documents to marry a 15-year-old, urinated on a teenager on tape, and raped multiple women. Everything on this show is explicit. This is not for young eyes, but they'll see it anyway.
I still have not told people about my assault because I see how they talk about R. Kelly.
My father will never know how many times I've been assaulted.
How many hands have tied my veins in knots,
flattened my tongue, told me how I blossomed, then slit my throat to build a bouquet. I hear my abusers laugh in R. Kelly's high notes. My family fixes my rapist a plate, asks him which was his favorite album.
The predatory Piper was free to hunt.
A wolf with a falsetto and golden teeth,
lingering in a flock of preteen sheep, groveling for an autograph. The shepherds are not watching.
They are too busy two-stepping in the name of love. Listen to him howl while the full moon weeps for her daughters. He laughs until he is faced with a camera that isn't his. He denies everything,
cries,
tells the interviewers they're too late. When the children are white, the police will be there. When they are black and the suspect can sing, exceptions are made.
The show gets canceled because nobody gives a fuck about black girls.
There is no Dateline NBC, no Chris Hansen, no white feminist, no FBI. It is just us, alone in a room with R. Kelly, and no savior. R. Kelly ends up on To Catch a Predator in another dimension.
He walks into a school
And the building goes on lockdown. All the stores in the mall are closed.
He flirts with the McDonald's cashier and winds up with food poisoning.
As in, we poisoned him. R. Kelly ends up on the set of To Catch a Predator. Chris Hansen comes trapped in the closet. Gail King comes out instead. We come out instead. And black femmes do what we always do. What the fuck is supposed to be done? Shut down the chocolate factory. We want justice for the victims, for people to notice when we go missing, for creepy uncles to be banned from the cookout, to stop being blamed for predatory behavior. We are not too grown. We are not fast. Let our soft bodies be soft without being swallowed. Let black girls be something other than prey.
R. Kelly begins to screech falsetto,
But being on beat won't save him. He may believe he can fly, but Icarus is no match for the sun. We cut to commercial and he is handcuffed, but no one posts his bail.
he says he gave us 30 years of his career.
But rapists don't get tenure. No production deal, no retirement party, at least not here. R. Kelly should be glad his victims are recognition and not revenge. Should be glad they're taking his name and not his blood. R. Kelly, be glad the only bodies taken from you at the end of this poem are our own.
And that was the realest shit I ever heard. Every time I see that video, my heart skips a beat.
I take that shit.
Oh shit, we got no more water. I got my water. Oh man, I'm gonna have to see if I can get a thing of water from my mother. Thank you for the super chat, Diva Time. I love you too, Mama. Oh, God, them girls always, just like that other lady the other day who did that poem as well. It's very deep. Very deep. These were interesting finds.
Yeah, I got hit with the hell.
People have their feelings about R. Kelly as well. Not the whole world is not for him right now. Okay, and they haven't been for a very long time because we have heard rumors for many, many years and have chose to ignore all of it because we wanted to continue to step in the name of love and believe we can fly and all types of things, right? We wanted to have the boys stick their keys in our ignitions, and we was like, yeah, woo. So, yeah.
Yo, took my psych off.
And I had something else I wanted to share with you guys.
You just got your own loadout. You still gonna take my gun?
I
just got some plates
out of here. No. What is this? Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta prepare it. I'm sorry. Here we go.
Yo, one just landed on the roof. Come on, what the fuck, yo? Yo, this shit's fucking pissing me off right now.
I'm gonna put it.
Yo, they're standing right by the zip line.
Guys. Oh man, where did it go? Sorry guys, give me one moment. Well, how's everyone's Labor Day doing, by the way? I had a barbecue for my mom's birthday yesterday. It was good. Well, we didn't barbecue, but we had a party outside in the yard, shall I say. Let's see. Where was it?
Yo, wow, I shot the nigga and I didn't get the kill.
Okay. Where to go? Where the hell did I put it? Oh no, I lost it. Okay, well, you know what? I just want to have it in this list. Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna get into that.
Down them.
Yeah, okay. I'm not even gonna go fiddling around. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna share my screen with you. And Atmos was reading the transcript for day 7. Unfortunately, right now we're still waiting on day 8. I don't know what's going on with the courts. I don't know what's going on. Sylvia was saying that somebody wrote a letter to the courts about selling transcripts online and all this other bullshit. And so, it might be that that's a reason why, we're not getting quick access anymore to them. Because at first it was really fast. They were like, boom, 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 giving it to us the same day. And now all of a sudden, it's a whole week later and we're still waiting. Like, that's crazy. We're supposed to be able to have access to this constantly. This is public information. It's not like this is free. We are paying for them. The public and the media has a right to know. We have a right to know. Brother Amos, what's happening?
What's going on? You ready to get it in?
I'm good. You want to get it in with me, bro?
Yeah. I'm with it.
All right, so let me drop the link in the chat for you and you could join in.
Okay, cool.
Or should I send it through Messenger? How do you want to? Yeah, right. So nobody else jumps in.
Go ahead and drop the link.
All right.
Okay, sis.
All right, bye.
All right.
Okay, so Atmos is going to help me read this, guys.
Yo, fucking retard.
Is that my husband? What happened? What is that?
Take your ice cream, you leave it in.
I already ate my ice cream. That's for
And
it.
now this one is melted.
And hello, you're the one who put the bags away.
I didn't put nothing away.
So now
That's why it melted, because nobody put anything. Kels, Tears, getting 100 years. Kick rocks, okay? Thank you. Have a nice day. Make your way around again, okay? Thanks.
Get sniped right there. Right there's where you get sniped. Drop that position. Drop that position. Somebody just wants somebody back. Drop that shit right down there. Right down there. Landed right in front of you. Ah.
Hello, everyone. Okay, Atmos, I'm not dropping the link in the chat. I dropped it in your messenger. You heard? I don't want nobody jumping in. Thank you.
Who's the leader?
Now I just want to make a reminder to you guys. Thank you for the Cash App. And thank you for the Super Chat, guys. Thank you for the support. And remember, if you guys are going to, please continue to drop funds into our fund collection for the transcripts. We're running low on funds, and we can only get about 2 more, guys. So please keep the donations for the transcripts coming, okay? Unfortunately, we're still waiting. Let's at least get at least 3 of them. So if I can get enough money for at least 1 more, that would be great. So at least we could buy 3 at one shot. All right, at least 3 in one shot. If we could get at least 3 in one shot, because last week it was a short week anyway. It was only Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday because Friday there was no court. So we're only going to get 4 days. So at least if we could do that, you know, and we'll stretch it out because right now, like I said, they're taking their time with sending the transcripts to us. So if we could at least get at least money for 1 more, that would be great. And I'll let you guys know when we're almost there that I'll say, all right, we got enough in the meantime, you know, and then we'll purchase the 3 and then we'll continue the rest from there. All right. Remember, if you guys want to send the donation for the transcript, put strictly for the transcript. And if you want to do it for me and Cash App for me, say this is for you. All right? So I don't get the stuff mixed up, guys, all right? Please, because I am sharing the same account, but I got to make sure I know how much money I have for this and what is for me and my channel. Matter of fact, my StreamYard is coming up soon too. So, you know, yeah. All right. I'm waiting for my brother Atmos. I don't know what happened, but I guess in the meantime, I'm going to read off where he left off. Okay, because so we can get straight into the flow of the next page, you know. So where we left it off, I believe he was reading Mr. Arnold's testimony, and Miss Geddes, which was the prosecutor, was examining him. Okay. So we're going to leave it like that. Okay. Who unhid? Wait, who's? Okay, hold on. Hello?
Can you email me the link? For some reason on my phone it keeps saying I have an error.
What? Okay.
Yeah. Can you email it to me?
Yes. You got it. You got it. Bye. Wait, we can go back. No, that's not it. It was here. Gmail. Wrong side. Sorry, guys. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the message was sent. Is there anybody else who wants to join us, maybe? Somebody else want to join reading? Anybody else? Let me know. I'll send you the link. You know, if anybody else wants to just come up on him. Thank you, BG. Hey.
What up, sis? What up? What up?
What's up, papi? You sound a little low. Can everybody hear Atmos?
Mamacita.
Yes. Do you hear me?
Y'all hear me?
Okay, does everybody hear Atmos? He sounds pretty low.
Do I sound low to you? You know I got a big mouth. If I sound low.
It was me. I unhid them up. Okay, but I wish I could join, but I'm in the streets. Okay, wait. Carol's Tears.
I'm going right into the door.
All right, but who is this person that you unhid them? Carol's, you know who that is? Ty, love you, Ty.
Let's say I'm low.
The low, he's low. Yeah, you're low. You're very low. That's what I was trying to say. You're very low, papi.
Hold on.
Maybe you got to get closer to your mic.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, what about?
Now you're better.
I'm better?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So it's probably you were probably far away, maybe.
Hold on, mic volume. How about that? Is that better?
Yeah, damn. Now we really hear you.
All right, there we go. Perfect.
We're perfect. We're perfect. Okay, there's no echoing. We're good. We're great. Okay, Amos is good now, guys. Perfect. Yes. All right. Good. Okay. Before we start that, Kel's Tears. Do you know this other person that you unhid them? Who are they? Who's that? They said they wish they could jump, but they're in the streets. Who's that? What's up, The Truth? Take God Kelly Taboo. What's up? What's up, Flores? Blackberry. Hey, mama. What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, lady. Lady MU1. Poo poo. Okay, I don't know who's this Kel's getting 100 years, no less. Okay. All right, Kels. It's just your name was just, these names just be throwing me off, yo. I can't. I'm sorry. I apologize, Kels. Getting 100 years, no less. My apologies. I think I know who you might be. But okay. Sorry about the distraction. Atmos, how are you, brother?
I'm doing great, sis. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, so I was just explaining to them how you read off, and I'm going to continue where you read off.
Okay.
I guess I'll be Miss Geddes and you be Mr. Arnold.
That's fine.
Okay, so I'm going to start off where you left off. I'm just using the last phrase, the last paragraphs of where you left off to continue.
Sounds
okay,
good.
So Miss Geddes, that's me. She asks, beside, again, referring to the time in Olympia Fields, beside escorting a guest to a particular location within Olympia Fields, what, if any, interaction would you have with the defendant's personal guests?
I mean, look, I may receive a phone call either from the reception or else to a cell phone that I have been asking to speak to Mr. Kelly. You know, that would be the most common call.
And who called you?
I mean, anybody, who was a guest, that was, there that would call me. Anybody that was trying to reach Mr. Kelly would call either the reception phone or would call my cell phone.
What other interaction would you have? Did you have with the defendant's guests?
I mean, if they could have been delivering food or escorting somebody or giving somebody a ride.
Did you receive guests from individuals who wanted to move around did you receive calls from guests who wanted to move around the studio?
Yeah. I'll receive calls if somebody asked me to be taken to a specific place.
Such as where?
To say from the lounge to the studio, could be one place, or can you take me to the studio?
If you were, when you received a call like that, what did you do?
Well, I mean, if I had previously been told to expect a call, I would already know to take the person or to, what action, if I had it. If I hadn't, then, I have to just ask for permission to find Mr. Kelly to ask what to do.
And who did you ask permission from?
I'd either call Rob or someone I knew, that was with him, or could get to him so I could speak to him.
When the guest was ready to leave Olympia Fields, what happened?
Well, they would either just leave or I get a phone call or we get instructions to escort somebody.
And can you describe the type of telephone call that you would receive from guests who wanted to leave?
Yeah. It would either be somebody where somebody would call to ask to speak to Mr. Kelly, and then he would give us instructions as to what to do next. Now, those instructions could be to escort them to their vehicle or to give them a ride somewhere. Or else somebody may call and say, hey, can I get a ride to some place? And if we had gotten instructions, then, we would take the person where they were supposed to go. Or else I'd have to reach out and find out from him or someone who was near him to find out where to or what to do with that request.
Were there times that you were not able to reach the defendant after you received the request from a guest to leave?
I can't be for sure, but there was often times when I was unable to reach him when there was a phone call.
And what, if anything, would you do if you had not received permission, if you were not able to contact the defendant?
I just continue to keep trying to reach him until I did.
Okay. And what would the guest do as you tried to reach the defendant?
They would wait to hear back from me, or else, would call back to see if there had been an update. And then as soon as I would, until I could, I'd just say, hey, we're still trying to reach him.
Okay. Now, in the time that you spent at the chocolate factory in Olympia Fields, where you were there, did you see guests freely roaming around the Olympia Fields, the defendant's residence at Olympia Fields?
Well, from time to time, people would walk into the room and that you'd be in, if we'd have outside, someone would walk out, out of the car and walk out of the house to a car. That did happen.
On a regular basis?
Semi-regular. I just remember that, we always scatter as soon as somebody stepped out of the house. We'd leave to get out the way.
And who are you referring to? What do you mean you would scatter?
So if it was a female guest, we just clear out. That's the best way I could describe it. Just actually just clearing out, just like leaving the area.
What is that?
So why is that? Well, that was
Why is that? I'm sorry. Why is that?
that was what we was instructed to do. You know, it's just to leave if we were in the area where they were coming through.
So you testified that you did see individuals in the area itself, but would you describe the guests' time when guests were at Olympia Fields? Were they able to roam freely?
Generally, no. People would ask for permission to go from place to place.
And when you say people, who are you referring to?
The guests would. The guests would call to ask to move from place to place, or we would get notification when somebody was going to need to be moved.
And again, who were you receiving notification from?
Directly or indirectly from Rob.
I think you testified earlier that you were worked at Olympia Fields, or you worked at the chocolate factory at Olympia Fields for the entire time that the defendant had that studio. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Were you there when the defendant no longer was at Olympia Fields?
Yes, I still work for him for an additional at least a year. I think after or around a year after we left Olympia Fields.
What, if anything, studio did the defendant use after he was not at Olympia Fields?
Well, there was a studio on Ohio Street, just off the interstate in downtown Chicago.
And do you recall when the defendant stopped working at Olympia Fields or stopped using the studio at Olympia Fields?
Yeah, I don't know officially, but I think it was in midway through 2010.
Okay, I am showing the witness what's in evidence as Government Exhibit 505A. Do you recognize 505A?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay, and 505C? Exhibit is exhibit published. Sorry.
Yes.
What is 505C?
Sorry. That's the entrance to the building off Ohio that the studio was located in.
And 505B?
Yep, same entrance. I didn't have the time. I didn't have the name on it at the time. I believe that you also have. Oh, sorry.
No, it went too fast. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I believe that was added later.
But that was
the entrance. That's the entrance.
Okay. And that was the entrance to the building where the studio the defendant was using on Ohio Street was located?
Correct.
You testified earlier, I believe, that you also held a position as a road manager. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when did you serve as the road manager?
When we would travel for tour between 2006, 2006. I think it was the first summer, 2006, until the last tour we did, which was in 2011.
Okay. Do you recall which tours you accompanied the defendant on?
Yes, it was the Light It Up tour, the Double Up tour, Ladies Make Some Noise tour, and the Love Letter tour.
Okay. And did you also go on the Best of Both Worlds tour?
I did, yes.
Were you serving as the road manager for each of those tours?
Not on the Best of Both Worlds tour.
Oh. Hey, when I go too fast. But on the other tours that you just described?
I believe so, yes.
What were your duties and responsibilities when you were acting as the road manager in effect?
Just to make sure that the buses were stopped, that the drivers were where they needed to be, and that we were able to get to our destinations. Now, there was other people that we would coordinate scheduling with, make sure that the hotels, we were checking the hotels, got all the room keys for the hotels that were needed, arranging some travel for people coming in and out, coming to see the show. And also, if there was an SUV, making sure that we had a SUV available. If there was one that was following us, that person they never knew to be for each. The driver of the SUV knew where we were going to be, and there was often be basketball played before every show, and often after an after party or appearance after the concert, and coordinated to make sure that everybody was where they needed to be.
And how did you travel when you were on tour with the defendant?
On a separate bus.
Okay. And how many buses traveled along with the defendant when he was on tour?
It varied on the tour, but it could be anywhere between 3 and 6.
And when you were on tour with the defendant, what, if anything, did you do to connect the defendant to women that didn't previously know, that he didn't previously know? Mr. Farinella said, objection. And then the judge said, overruled.
There would be instances where I would be told to hand a small piece of paper with his phone number on it to somebody. Or I may have been given instruction, or I may have been given instructions to either escort somebody to either the backstage area or to a hotel or to a vehicle.
You said there may be instances when you might give out a piece of paper. On how regular of a basis did you give out pieces of paper with the defendant's number?
It was frequent. It was infrequent for me to do that in a concert setting. Sometimes maybe at the after party or at the club or after party in a venue would be more common for me to be asked to do that. Now, if we were traveling or we went to a mall or something, it might be possible that he would ask me to to hand the number to somebody as well.
Again, you said it might be possible for you to hand out a number. How regularly did you distribute the defendant's number when you were on tour with him at any of the different venues that you just described?
It would be asked of me to do so fairly regularly.
And who asked you to do that?
Rob would ask me to.
And what were the different types of venues where you would distribute the defendant's phone number?
It could be at the mall, the after party.
How about when you were at restaurants with the defendant?
I think a specific instance, but there could certainly have been times when I was, asked to hand a number off at a restaurant.
Okay. You testified that you would distribute a piece of paper. Who created that piece of paper?
Myself or somebody else from the entourage or one of the runners or engineers. We'd print up, either use a computer to type it up, the number on a bunch of slips of paper and cut them up, or else, we would tear sheets of paper up and write the number on it by hand.
And How regularly were those pieces of paper created?
As far as I can remember, we always had those, or somebody always had those on hand.
Okay. And who carried the pieces of paper?
I mean, anybody who was, a lot of people carried the paper.
And by a lot of people, what roles did those people serve in who were carrying the pieces of paper?
I mean, all of us that was, in his traveling party, not necessarily all of us. That's an overstatement, but most of us in the traveling party. So myself and another assistant or runner would have some. Other people that were traveling, even sometimes, probably I think Donnie might have someone someone on him too.
Who was Donnie again?
Oh, the musical director.
And who identified a particular female to give one of these pieces of paper with the defendant's number?
I would only give it out at direction from Rob.
And did you always receive directions directly from Rob, or did you sometimes receive them from other people as well?
Yes, I could have received it directly from someone who I knew was speaking to him.
Okay, so speaking on behalf of the defendant?
That's correct, speaking on behalf.
Okay, so now you testified earlier that it was infrequent that you would distribute the defendant's number at concerts. Is that right?
That's correct.
And were you aware of whether other individuals distributed the defendant's number to individuals, to females at concerts?
Yes, I believe there were.
And why is it that you believe that?
Well, because I would give those sheets of paper to other people that were traveling with us.
Now, and when you say, who did you give those sheets of paper to?
To anybody else that was in the traveling party. Any of the guys that were playing. Some of the guys, playing basketball with him had numbers. Some of, anybody that was around, some people, some of the friends that might have, flown into town would have some numbers as well.
And again, you're referring to pieces of paper with the defendant's number on it, correct?
Pieces of paper with Rob's number on it, yes.
You testified that it was infrequent that you would distribute it at concerts. Why is that?
Well, usually while he was performing or while he was in concert, that was my downtime. So I could, it's either take a nap, sleep on the bus. I make sure that his dressing room was cleaned up and ready to go, and that the food was swapped out, that if he needed a special meal, that it had been picked up. And I also didn't have any responsibilities for the actual performance. So that was my time to kind of get away and rest.
All right. So fair to say you just weren't in the location where the numbers were being distributed.
That's correct.
You testified that there were 3 to 4 buses. I don't know. How many buses would you say would travel at a time?
Well, depending on the tour, 3 to 6 or 8, could be on the tour.
Who else traveled on these buses that were going on the defendant's tour?
Oh, there will be a bus for the band. If there was dancers, the dancers will have their own bus. There was some tours where security had their own bus. That there was a crew bus. The bus that was traveling, the traveling party would have, and sometimes there will be a bus for the female guest.
Okay, and female guests of whom?
Of Mr. Kelly.
Are you aware of who traveled on the bus that the defendant traveled on?
Sometimes, depending on the tour. It could have been, the family. His family could have been on the bus with him. He may have been traveling with the guest, or he may have been traveling by himself.
While you were working for the defendant, were you provided with a cellular telephone for work?
Yes, I was.
Okay, and do you recall that telephone number?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
312-213-9348.
Other than you, who, if anyone else, used that telephone? Use that phone?
Rob would use the phone, and I probably have handed it over to another runner to just use from time to time, but primarily it would be from my phone, or Rob would use it.
Why would Rob use your cellular phone?
If I received a call that was for him, I would take it to him. I would take him the phone, and I wouldn't necessarily get it right, back right away, because for some time before, maybe for some time before I would get it. But, it was his phone, for me to carry around and take calls. I didn't take personal calls on that phone. It was always only for my job that I had that phone.
Now, going back to your time when you were not on tour and you were working at the chocolate factory at Olympia Fields, where in Olympia Fields were the defendant's female guests escorted to? Which different areas?
Well, depending on the time frame, while we were there into the studio, there would have been a lounge down there, or into one of the studio rooms, or with the vocal booths, the live rooms. There was also other rooms, the pool room. Somebody could have went out to the pool room. Somebody could have been put in the game room, where the pool table was. There was a theater. Somebody could be put down into the theater. The garage, would be a place where the the boxing ring was. Some people could go into the garage.
And where were the defendants? Where were the tour buses when the defendant was not on tour?
Well, we always had one, almost always had one bus. It would either park in the driveway in front of the garage, or on the long drive to the gate. And sometimes, we would get it, especially towards the last couple of tours. We could have 3 or 4 tour buses inside the gate before we were ready to leave and depart for the tour.
Okay, and who, if anyone, spent time on that tour bus while it was parked at Olympia Fields?
Rob would often sleep on the tour bus. And sometimes there would be a female guest on the bus as well.
Okay, and now, on how regular of a basis did the defendant have female guests arriving at the chocolate factory and Olympia Fields?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
How regularly did the defendant have female guests coming to Olympia Fields?
Well, all the time.
And was there one guest there at a time, or more than one guest there at a time?
There was frequently more than one guest. There could be just one. There could be quite a few, or, there were a lot of people coming and going.
And were there some individuals who stayed at the defendant's house in Olympia Fields or on its property for days at a time?
Yes.
Okay. And did you become familiar with some of the individuals who came on a regular basis to Olympia Fields?
We become, with the names, with some of the names for sure.
Okay, so who are some of the individuals? Just first names, please. Who are some of the individuals that you recall spending time, female spending time at Olympia Fields on a regular basis?
Well, you got Kathy, Ebony, Mary Jane, Rebecca, Tamika, Kiva. That I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's more. If you want me to keep thinking, I can.
The judge says, I'm sorry, could I just ask what time frame are we talking about here? Generally, in what years?
So 2004 to 2011.
Okay, 2011. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Now back to Miss Geddes. The prosecutor questions. The individuals that you just named, did you become aware of whether those were true names or not true names?
In some instances where I would book, maybe have booked a flight for somebody, I could know their first name, what their first name was. But sometimes it seemed like the same name was used for multiple people.
So while you were working for the defendant, did you become aware of the different roles that the defendant employed people to fulfill?
Yes.
What are the different buckets of jobs that the defendant employed people to do?
There was music director, engineer, assistant engineer, receptionist, runner, assistant, personal assistant, housekeeper, nanny. There was a guy who took care, a fish guy who took care of the fish tank, security, female security, a male security, trainer, personal trainer, bus drivers, a driver for some of the vehicles.
Okay. Now, for some of those jobs, like runner and assistant, you used the singular. Was there just one runner and one assistant? Or was there more than one runner and more than one assistant?
Yeah, there was more than one runner. There would frequently be a couple of assistants. There could be at times there could be a single person who was the assistant.
I'm showing what's in evidence as Government Exhibit 12. Do you recognize Government Exhibit 12?
Yes.
Who is that?
Daryl McDavid.
What did he do for the defendant?
Hold on. What did he do for the defendant? Oh, Daryl was Rob's business manager.
I'm showing what's in evidence as Government Exhibit 4. Do you recognize that individual?
Yes.
Who is that?
Oh, that's Junebug.
What did Junebug do for the defendant?
He's his uncle, and he was an assistant.
And do you know, is Junebug a true name or a nickname?
No. His name is George K.
George Kelly?
Yes, George Kelly.
I'm showing what's in evidence as Government Exhibit 3. Do you recognize who's shown in Government Exhibit 3?
Yes.
Who is that?
June Brown.
June Brown. What, if anything, did June Brown do for the defendant?
He was part of the management team, and he was an assistant. Over the course of time in which I worked for Mr. Kelly, he had different jobs.
And by the way, Junebug, over what period of time did he serve as an assistant for the defendant?
Oh, I'm not sure exactly when he started, but he was working for Mr. Kelly when I started working directly for him in base productions in 2004. I believe he might have left from time to time over the course of the duration, but I would say 2009, 2010 was when he started working for him when I was still working for base productions.
I'm showing what's in evidence as Government Exhibit 32. Do you recognize that individual?
Yes.
Who is it?
Donnie Lyle.
Is this the individual you testified earlier served as the musical director?
That's correct.
And did you also sometimes, I think you said this earlier, that you reached out to Donnie Lyle to get instructions from the defendant? Is that correct?
Yes.
Or he reached out to you?
Yes. Or he would have called me, or I would call him.
I'm showing the witness what's in evidence as Government's Exhibit 9. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
Who is that?
His name is Bubba.
Ooh. What, if anything, did he do for the defendant?
Play basketball.
I'm showing the witness only what's been marked for identification as Government Exhibit 18. Now the judge says, let me just ask, Mr. Farinella, do you have any objection to that? Government Exhibit 18? Mr. Farinella, go ahead.
No, Your Honor. No.
Okay. Then Ms. Getty says, can I have one moment? The judge said, sure. Ms. Getty says, it's my understanding that counsel has no objection to admitting the following exhibits, and I would, therefore, offer them. Government Exhibit 18, 21, 19, 23, 16, 15, 36, 24, 25, 28, 27, 30, 26, 29. The judge says, all right, no objection. Is that right, Mr. Farinella?
Man, y'all killing me with this shit. That is correct, Your Honor.
And the judge said, okay, great. Those are all in evidence. Government Exhibits 15, 16, 18, 19, 21, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 36 were received in evidence, Ms. Geddes. Thank you. So I am now showing what's in evidence as Government Exhibit 18. And now Ms. Geddes goes back to questioning. Do you recognize that individual?
I do.
Who is that? Espérate.
I can't remember his name.
What, if anything, did he do for the defendant?
Security, if I remember the correct person, but I can't remember his name right now.
Okay. Government Exhibit 21 in evidence. My next question to you is, do you recognize that individual?
I do.
Who is it?
His name was Baldy.
Baldy. Okay. What, if anything, did he do for the defendant?
He was a friend of the defendant.
Government Exhibit 19. Do you recognize that individual?
Yes.
Who is it?
His name is Hardy.
Oh, what, if anything, did he do for the defendant?
He got hard for the defendant. I mean, he was Rob's security.
Okay. And government exhibit 22. Do you recognize that individual?
I do.
Who is it?
Her name is Candy.
Oh, is that her true name or a nickname?
I believe that was her true name.
And what, if anything, did Candy do for the defendant?
She was security.
Oh, and when you identified the individuals who served as security, what do you mean by that? What did they do for the defendant?
Well, they would either be the person that was sitting at the gate in the call box at the house monitoring the gate, or when we traveled, would be part of the entourage and security performing the role of security in public.
I'm showing exhibit 8. Do you recognize that individual?
I do.
Who is it?
His name is Blackie.
Oh, Lord. And what did he, if anything, did he do for the defendant?
He was related to Mr. Kelly, and I don't know exactly, other than being around in that capacity, what his role was.
How regularly was he around?
Infrequently, but around, like perhaps when we were traveling.
Okay, traveling on tour?
Or video performances. He was at the studio in Chicago as well.
Which studio, by the way?
Chicago Tracks and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay, government exhibit 23. Do you recognize that individual?
I do.
Who is that?
Big John.
Oh, Big John, damn. And what did Big John do for the defendant?
He was security.
Over what time period?
When I started in Chicago Tracks in 1998, until I'd say sometime in 2001, maybe 7. 2000, maybe 7.
And when you started at Chicago Tracks in 1998, was Big John performing security for the defendant?
To my recollection, yes.
Okay, government exhibit 16. Do you recognize that individual?
Let me see. I do.
Who is it?
Joe Allen.
And what did Joe Allen do for the defendant, if anything?
He was a bus driver.
Okay, government exhibit 15. Do you recognize that individual?
I do.
Who is it?
Terry Allen.
Hey, Terry Allen, our favorite bus driver. That's just what I'm saying. That's just my comments. Okay, next question. What, if anything, did Terry Allen do for the defendant?
Well, he was a bus driver.
And when the defendant's bus drivers were, or when you were not on tour, what, if anything, did the defendant's bus drivers do?
Well, they would continue to drive the bus. I mean, the bus was frequently with us, regularly with us, and even when we was at the house in Olympia Fields, or sometimes we just take trips to the gym or movies, and the bus driver would always be with us. So, I mean, they would change, in shifts, where one bus driver would be driving at one point and another one would come in. There was always a bus driver around.
Government exhibit 36. Do you recognize that individual?
I do.
Who is it?
Diana Copeland.
What, if anything, did Diana Copeland do for the defendant?
She was an assistant.
Government exhibit 49. Who is that?
That is Ian Marinis.
What, if anything, did he do for the defendant?
He was his audio engineer.
My input. That's the guy who was on the BBC documentary saying how Rob got his creative idea for feeling on your booty. And he said that Rob had girls in G-strings, no tops, in heels, leaning over keyboards while he's feeling on their booties, saying, I got a great hit, feeling on your booty.
Feeling on your booty.
Okay, this is Ian. This is the guy that we know who's alleged to be the engineer. Now, the next question Ms. Getty's asks is, over what time period?
The entire time I worked at Chicago Tracks to the time I left the bass production.
So 1997 to 2011?
1998 to 2011.
Government Exhibit 50.
Yes.
Who is that?
That is Abdel Garibaldi.
Abel,
yeah. Abel Garibaldi.
What did he do for the defendant?
He was an audio engineer.
Over what time period?
Oh, I don't know when he started, but off and on sometime in the 90s and early 2000s, all the way when I left in 2011.
Government Exhibit 24. Do you recognize that individual?
I think so.
Who is it? Oh, went too fast.
I think that's Jeff, but I can't remember Jeff's last name.
Okay. Government Exhibit 25. What do you think that individual did for the defendant?
No, he was his assistant engineer, and an engineer.
Okay, Government Exhibit 25.
Yes.
Who is that?
That's Ryan Salisbury. I think it's his last name.
What, if anything, did he do for the defendant?
Oh, he was a runner.
Oh.
Yo, what's he on the oven?
Over what time period? I got the food in there heating up. Over what time period? Over what time period?
2004 to maybe 2008, maybe less. Maybe it's 2007. I'm not sure.
Okay, Government Exhibit 28. Do you recognize that individual?
I don't.
Government Exhibit 27.
Yes.
Who is that?
Nate Wheeler.
Okay, what, if anything, did he do for the defendant?
Oh, he was an assistant engineer.
Over what time period?
2001, perhaps till maybe 2005, 2006.
Now, earlier you testified that Ian Marenes and Abel Garibaldi worked through the time that you were at Olympia Fields.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember whether they continued to work for the defendant?
After I left?
Yes.
I believe they did.
Okay. So you're not saying that they left in 2011, just that you left in 2011?
That's correct. I left in 2011. Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled. Government Exhibit 34.
Yes.
Who is that?
Anthony.
What, if what, if anything, did Anthony do for the defendant?
He was a runner.
Over what time period?
Oh, I don't know when he started. 2005 and 2006, then maybe around 2009.
And lastly, Government Exhibit 26. Do you recognize that individual?
I'm sorry, I misread. I misnamed somebody earlier on. This is Jeff, and Jeff's last name is Meeks.
Ah. And what did Jeff Meeks do for the defendant?
He was an audio engineer.
Ah, all right. So when you identified Government Exhibit 24, is that the individual you previously identified as Jeff?
That's correct. That's I know that is.
What?
That's Blake.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I know. That's
You said,
correct.
I know who that is.
I know who that is. Okay. Damn.
Who is that? I know, we're getting tongue-tied. We're
Yep.
almost 30 pages.
Cool. That's Blake.
Okay. Do you know Blake's last name?
I think it's either Kafin or Caffin or Chafin.
What did Blake do for the defendant?
Well, he was an assistant engineer and an engineer and a technician.
Okay, and over what time period?
98 when I started until we left before Chicago Tracks became the chocolate factory. So probably 2003.
And do you recall the hairstyle that he had when he was working at Chicago Tracks, the chocolate factory?
Blake's hairstyle?
Yes.
No, I don't.
Do you remember if it was short or long?
Objection. He said he doesn't know the hairstyle.
Oh, Lord. As you ever.
I don't recall.
Okay. The judge said overruled. Ms. Geddes continued to say, I am showing Government Exhibit 523A through C. With the consent of the defendant, the government offers 523A through C. The judge says, any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, it's in evidence. Government's Exhibit 523A through 523C was received in evidence. Ms. Geddes says, I'm showing what's in evidence as Government's Exhibit 523A. Do you recognize that?
I believe that's the basketball gym in Markham.
And 523B.
That's the interior of the gym in Markham.
And finally, 523C.
That's the opposite view of the same gym.
And where is Markham?
It's a suburb of Chicago, southwest side of Chicago.
And what, if anything, did you do with the defendant at that gym in Markham that is shown in Government Exhibit 523A through C? Sorry. I went too fast. Go ahead.
Okay. He frequently played basketball there in the evening. So would travel to and from either the studio or from whatever to go there to play basketball.
And what were your responsibilities with respect to basketball? Can you please check the oven, somebody?
Sometimes it was my job to reach out to all the people that were playing to make sure they were going to be there. I would also coordinate the timing to make sure everybody knew where to go. I may also, I would, have someone also maybe driven people to and from the court or escorted guests into the court and out.
And into the gym.
And it's
okay.
Yeah.
How far is the basketball gym in Markham to the defendant's residence in Olympia Fields?
About 15 minutes.
By car?
By car.
And who played basketball with the defendant?
There were a lot of people that played basketball, and it rotated over many years.
How would a team be set each night or each time you played? The defendant played basketball.
I think as long as we had 3 on each side, they would play some sort of pickup game, but generally try to do a 5-on-5.
And who would find the players for the basketball game?
Either I had a list of people to reach out to, or one of the guys that he played basketball with would call some people. For the better part of the time, which I worked for Rob, Junebug also was responsible for coordinating the game.
Okay. How regularly did you coordinate basketball games for the defendant?
I didn't coordinate it all the time. When I was responsible for coordinating it would be nightly.
Are you familiar with the Avenues Mall?
Yes.
Where is the Avenues Mall located?
In Jacksonville.
Florida?
Yes, Jacksonville, Florida.
What, if anything, do you recall happening at the Avenues Mall involving the defendant and a female guest?
The Avenues Mall is the mall in Jacksonville. We went every time we were in town. You know, there was a store called Belk, I think, that we had parked on the side where Belk was, and there would be, you know, guests would come in and out, and you know, we could pull up there, and that the guests would go in there and go shopping, or else someone could arrive to the mall to be escorted into the bus or into the mall.
Do you have a specific memory of an incident that happened at the Avenues Mall involving a specific female guest?
There was a guest that lived in Jacksonville that was a frequent visitor or traveler that came to shows and stuff.
What was her name?
It was Alexia or Alexis.
And you said that she was a frequent traveler. What do you mean by that?
Meaning that, you know, we would, or she would be in Jacksonville. You know, she'd always be at the Jacksonville show, or, you know, or else, you know, I may have booked a flight for her for another venue, or else she came to Chicago. You know, she had been a guest in Chicago.
Now, was one of your responsibilities during the time that you worked for the defendant to arrange travel for the defendant's female guests?
Yes.
How would you do that?
Well, at one point, you know, we had a travel management company that we would book all the flights through. You know, we would, when we stopped booking travel through them, I would book the flight on Orbitz.
Okay, and what was the name of the travel company that you used?
Preferred Travel.
And over what time period did you arrange travel for the defendant's female guests? We're going to leave it on this last page, guys. We're going to read this last page. Go ahead.
I don't know when it started for sure, but I probably arranged some travel while we were still in the chocolate factory in Chicago. So probably around 2003 or 2004.
And did you continue to arrange travel?
Yes, off and on until 2011.
When you stopped working for the defendant?
That's correct.
What, if anything, would you request? How would it come to be that you were arranging travel for a particular female guest?
By direction of Mr. Kelly or someone that knew that the directions came directly from him. So directly or indirectly from Mr. Kelly.
Okay. What, if anything, did the defendant say that would cause you to arrange travel?
Well, he would tell me to book travel for a certain person, or else I would ask. You know, I'd say so and so called and ask for flights, and he would say book travel for them.
So, did you receive communications from some of the defendant's female guests looking for you to arrange travel for them?
There was times in which I was asked. Primarily, the direction came from Rob to book travel for somebody.
What, if anything, what, if any, information did the defendant provide when he wanted you to book travel for him?
He would just, give me either their number to contact them, or tell them that to expect a phone call.
Okay. We're going to leave it here. And our brother Atmos will probably pick up from 1534. Yep. I don't know when he'll do it later in a little bit, or what are you doing, puppy?
I'll probably go on about 6.
Okay. So after dinner time, and then I might come on later on in the evening about 11 p.m. or 11:30 or so, guys. And I'll either pick up from there or I'll do something else with you. Okay?
Sounds good. Thank you for letting me come on your channel to read.
No, thank you so much, Amos. You already know, bro. Remember, we left it at 1534, okay?
Oh, yeah, I got it. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I love you. God bless you. And thank you so much for helping me out. It went fast. That's what's up.
All right.
We got to get it going fast. That's what's up. So, guys, I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. So as you can see here, the prosecution is trying to prove the racketeering as far as how the runners work. The girls, these people, the enterprise, the people from the enterprise, the runners booked travel arrangements for these girls under the direction of Mr. Kelly. So they have been proving their case as far as certain parts of the racketeering. Okay? The Mann Act, the traveling arrangements, right? The enterprise portion as far as the runners and what their parts were to running his business, right? As well as the managers and the security. They're all part of his tree. Everybody is a limb. Without these certain parts or limbs of tree, he ain't got nothing but a stump, right? He's got all these branches. So these branches are the moving parts to this piece, this one corporation, which is RSK Enterprise, aka R. Kelly. Robert Sylvester Kelly is the boss to the brand R. Kelly. So this is what they're trying to prove. And I think they're proving their case just fine. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I see they moving right along. They're doing just fine. So, love to everyone. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. Remember what I said, guys. If you guys would like to join my little tier, my membership tier, so that we can do book clubs and I can share secret things with you guys. And you guys, when you guys come into the chat, you can have a little emoji badge that says that you are a badass warrior of the divine light. I would love to see that. That would be so cute. It's only it's the $1.99 tier. It's not a lot, guys. Ruby's in the chat. Let me see Ruby. Ruby, where you at, Ruby? Hello, Blade. Hi, Mama. Oh, let's see who else. Take our Kelly, Bev, Ty, Ruby. Oh, no, we love you, baby. Don't worry about that. We love you, Ruby, over here. We love you over here. She said, I'm going to give him his grand finale. Ave Maria. Welcome, Ruby. I'm going to give you, espérate. I told you when you came in, I was going to give you a wrench. You are now officially a moderator. You are part of the gang over here. We the wrench gang over here, okay? You are official. Please type in the chat, Ruby, to make sure you're look, Blackberry, you know what? I'm gonna be nice too. I'm gonna give you one too. I'm gonna give you one too, Blackberry. I see you over here more and more. Girl. I see you love it over here too, baby. Yeah, so guys, I have a membership tier. It's only $2. You guys can join my membership if you would like. Thank you for being a member. My first member. Yay! Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, sweetheart. Karen J, what's up, mama? Yes, thank you for being my first member, sis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Robert, I love you, Robert. Thank you. Miss Karen J. Thank you, mama. Thank you, guys. Now when you guys type, it should have the little, it's supposed to have the little badass warrior icon. Oh, Cardi K, thank you, guys. Let me see you guys type in the chat. I want to see if it shows. That is so cute. So Oakland, wait, my babe needs her wrench back. Hold up. I've been waiting for her to come through. So Oakland, hi mami, ¿cómo está chuleta? How are you, baby? Yes. T-Baby! I love you! Karen Johnson, thank you, guys. Yous are all officially now badass warriors of the divine light. Amen. Yes. Yes. You guys eventually, I don't know if you guys will get to pick emojis. I put emojis in there that you guys can put. Oh, yes, Cardi did. Let me see. Oh, yes, Cardi. 100. 100. Yes, you see the little stickers? Do you think those are cute? What do you think, guys? I got a bunch of different ones. I'll slowly but surely change them. Hey, Unique, what's up, baby? Yes, Cardi, yes. I see you got my back. Yes. 100, thank you, guys. I love you guys so much. Oh, my God, you guys, it means so much to me. This really, really does. Now you guys could throw in little emojis and shit. Yes. So I got a little $1.99 tier, guys. It's just $2 a month, you know? So you guys can always, when you guys want to throw in little things, I throw in little emojis there. So, yes. Mommy, you click the join on the video. On my video, there should be a join button. It should be highlighted in blue, Ty. Can somebody show Ty where the button is? Yes, yes, yes. You know, guys, I was trying to show you another button. Another video. I forgot what the hell was the name of it, darn it. Shoot. Okay, let me see if, Where was it? It was bam. Was it on my wait. Was it on I think it was Instagram. Oh, I think it was Instagram. I think it was an Instagram video. Hold on, guys. Before we leave, oh man, how do I do this again? See, I'm not too familiar with using Instagram through okay, I'm home. How do I right, okay, do I go to my profile first? Oh, okay, got it, saved. All right, I found it, okay. I wanted to, was this her video here? Wait, which one was it? I think it was, yes, I think it was this here. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. Or was this? Okay. Let me see if I can do it from here. Can I open it? Okay. All right. Can I pause it? Okay. Now, let me see how I could share it. Thank you so much, guys. I love yous. Okay, let me see. Is this it? Let me see, Ty. Did Ty get it? I don't know. Let me see. $1.99. Yes, that's it, Mama. You should be a member. You should be a member. New member. No, I think you gave me a super chat. Not the super chat, Mama. Tears. Tell her what to do, Mama. Show her. Show her what to do, Tears. All right. In the meantime, let me try to open up my window. Okay. Espérate, let me figure out how I share this. All right, let me figure out how I share this. Share, would it be the tab? Would it be the window? Or is it the window? Or the tab? Okay. Yes, okay. All right, now I don't know if you guys can see this. Okay. Let's take this off. Okay, I gotta mute, guys. I gotta mute. Okay, all right. Now I know you're definitely shut. Oh my God, I've been talking all this time and I haven't said, oh my God. Well, as I was saying, without the mic being unmuted because I'm a crazy lady, this young lady, her name is Coach Belize, like I said, and she teaches courses about how to disclose that you have herpes, how to have sex after herpes. She charges $35 for each session, and she teaches you what triggers a herpes outbreak. Also, she has a book on overcoming, um, you know, uh, being confident after finding out that she had herpes and living her life, and the ups and downs that she went through and her feelings, and how she became more confident within herself. So let's just take care of this. All right. And I'm going to put her stream, her Instagram handle in here. I'm going to figure out how to do it while we're watching her video. Okay. It's 26 minutes long. So let's just please pay attention. And if you have any questions, I'll put the questions on the screen, or comments. All right, guys. All right. Let me go on mute. Oh, and let me know if you can hear it, y'all. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear it, okay?
Hey guys, how are you doing? How are you doing? So yeah, so today I'm coming in. A lot of you guys have been asking me about herpes triggers. Somebody asked me this in my stories. So say, ask me a question. So this is one of the questions I was asked. So welcome to everybody who's here. Let me know where you are located. Thank you, love. I'm honored to share my story. I know so many people who have similar stories to me or feel like their story, they can relate to my story in some way. Number one, to realize that you're not by yourself. So that was my whole goal of even doing what I do, is to let you guys know you're not alone. Ohio is in the building. Nashville is in the building. Okay. Atlanta, Georgia is in the building. I'm in Atlanta, y'all. Houston, Texas. I love Houston. Houston's in the building. So guys, I'm so excited. Just some house rules. You can ask whatever you want to ask, which is vital. Okay, I want you to feel like you can ask whatever you want to ask. If I don't answer it, just wait to the end and I will answer it. If you do not want to put it here in the open so everybody can see it, it's a little box right here. Right here, it got a question mark with a little talk box. You can put it there. Okay. I let you know I do not really let nobody onto my platform to speak. So if you send a request to talk, I'm not going to answer it, okay? Because I typically don't do that. I will later, but right now I'm just trying to get a lot of content out.
I'll find out.
All right. So today we're going to be talking about herpes outbreak triggers. You know who I am. I'm Belize Spivey. I am known as the Etsy Life Coach, and I help men and women with their herpes diagnosis understand it and get their confidence back. That's all I do. That's all I do because I did it for myself, educated myself, and then I got my confidence back. Okay. So biggest thing I want you guys to understand is with a herpes outbreak, it's 2 ways to have a herpes outbreak. It's 2 ways that a herpes outbreak. One is a physical outbreak where you have physical external symptoms of some sort. And then you have shedding, that when the virus is present, you don't know it. Or if y'all want to understand it from, we're going to use COVID a lot for us to kind of understand. It's asymptomatic, okay? So you have a physical, external, and then you have asymptomatic, or you can say shedding, okay? All right, let's say that again. 2 types of outbreaks. You got your physical one that you see or feel, and you got your one that's asymptomatic or shedding that you don't know is there and you just don't know, all right? Both are contagious, but it's never a guarantee that you will get it if you come in contact with the virus. I like to say that because many people assume just because you're with somebody who have herpes that you're automatically going to get herpes, and that's not true. You got these 2 ways to get herpes. It's the only 2 ways you can get herpes, y'all, is that you come in contact with an outbreak, or it's shedding at the time that that person touched you, or whatever, maybe come through a birth canal, whatever. It's no other ways that you can get herpes, okay? I like to bring it up because a lot of people just don't know. Baby, can you turn the water down a little? Angelo. Yeah. Turn the water down. Turn it down a little bit more. Y'all gonna hear this child. He's washing dishes. But anyway, so those are only 2 ways. There's no other ways that you can pass it. Okay? That's the only 2 ways. That's the only 2 outbreaks. All right? So what's triggering these outbreaks? Okay? But now, when it comes to shedding, you really can't do nothing about it. Okay? It's nothing you can really do other than taking antivirals. Literally, that's it. That's the only one thing that is proven, that has been tested, that you can go look up research on, is shedding. What shedding is, you take the antiviral and it reduces the chance of passing the virus when you're shedding. Now, Belize, when do I know I'm shedding? You never do. The same way if somebody's asymptomatic with COVID, you will not know. Nobody knows. You have no symptoms, no sniffles, no itching, no burning, no nothing. Now, a lot of you guys will say, well, Belize, sometimes I get this in between feeling like something's wrong, but I don't never see an outbreak. That's called prodrome, okay? Prodrome is when the virus is active, it's showing up externally, but it just end up kind of going back, okay? Because your immune system start to fight it, or you start taking medicine and then you put it back into, quote unquote, being dormant, if you want to use that word, okay? Or just go back into chilling, all right? So you got that. In the middle of prodrome, you can pass the virus in the middle of prodrome as well, because that is a physical outbreak at that time because you're feeling it, all right? So prodrome is more of the external shedding, asymptomatic. You don't know it's there. You don't see it. You don't know. That's why disclosing is vital, okay? Now, when you're dealing with an external outbreak, okay? External outbreak, face, arms, chest, hands, legs, wherever. Remember, herpes can be anywhere. So herpes is herpes. Herpes is only an STI when it hits the genitals, or you're having a sexual activity to get it or to give it. Okay. So it can be in many places. So important for you to understand is what triggers it. So we're going to talk about facial first, and then we're going to go down. Okay. So on your face right now, it is scorching hot outside, and the sun is like at the tippity top. If you're outside and you deal with anything oral, okay. And when I say oral, on your face, I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about inside your mouth. I'm talking about outside on your skin that's exposed to the sun. The sun can cause your skin to get irritated, and you can have an outbreak. Okay, so it's very important if you have any external on your face to always have sunblock on, or make sure you had a hat on or something like that, especially if you work outside. Okay, especially if you work outside. If you have children who have cold sores, fever blisters on their nose, on their face, make sure if they play sports that they have got a good bit of sunblock on and they got a cap on their head if they can, depending on their sport. Okay. Very, very vital, because many people don't realize that the exposure to the sun, which is just irritating the skin, it can cause an outbreak, cold sore, fever blisters, it look like rashes or blemishes on people's skin. All right. So that's one of the main ones. Another thing, it could be sore throats. It can be headaches. Those are so hard to pick because anybody can have a headache. Anybody can have a sore throat. It can be caused by any bacteria or any other virus. Okay. But that's just something to consider and something to pay attention to if you have, or you want to know your outbreaks. Okay, you really do. I have an outbreak journal. It's only $2.99, and literally you'll get to print it out and you'll get to write down what your symptoms are, because a lot of you guys are not really taking the time to know it. You want to be in a relationship, you want to have sex, but you don't know how to prevent your partner from getting the virus. This is one of the main ways to prevent them from getting the virus or reducing the chances of getting the virus. Is knowing what it looked like, knowing what triggers it, know what brings it up. Okay, so that's just very vital for you. So sun, headaches, throat aches, throat hurts, things of that nature. Okay, so that can cause that, or friction. So if you ladies, if you use a lip pencil on your face and it's not sharpened good enough, that friction on your lip can cause you to have an outbreak. I know, I learned. I even had an old friend that happened to her, because she always used to like wear lipstick. Okay, so it's very important if you're going to use a pencil, make sure your pencil is very much sharpened, or that friction from that pencil, when it's starting to get real small, you know what I'm talking about, it can cause irritation. Okay, that's another thing. So now let's start to go below the belt. Okay, and I'm just talking about things and I'll talk about the other stuff, but I'll just talk from there. Thank you very much. Okay, so the next thing is below. Thank you. So go ahead. You're going to sit? Okay, so the next thing is when we get to below. When you get to below, you can have, well, even up here, cold sores. It could be a cold sore. It could be a fever blister. It could be here, there, up here, and all these things like that. I kind of still want y'all to know what it looks like. It can be up here by your nose, on your cheeks. It can be inside your mouth too. Some people even moved it to like by their eyes and things. So be careful, guys, because if you don't know what decision you touch your face, you can put it in other areas, and literally that can cause you some serious issues. Okay, so make sure you do not touch your outbreaks. If you do, just wash your hands with soap and water. It is a virus. Soap and water, alcohol do the trick. It gets rid of it. Okay. Below. So triggers below. Same friction. So friction from sex, friction from clothes. From your own legs, if you know, ladies, if your legs are closed, dudes, if you got your testicles and you know they in the way and all this stuff. So friction is one as well. Okay, same way for the lips. If you have friction here, you have friction down here. Another thing is, what's another one? Friction. Shaving can cause irritation. That's another form of friction. So also, ladies and guys, if you are into waxing, that can also cause some irritation to the skin, and that can cause you to have an outbreak. It's never a guarantee, but it can. Hormone imbalance. Okay, I'm not quite sure for men, but I'm sure it could be. Hormones imbalance. If your hormones are off, it can cause you to have an outbreak. So ladies, if you have your menstrual cycle, PCOS, all these other things, and your hormones are out of whack, or if you're taking certain medications that cause your hormones to be off, or if you had to add hormones because of different things, or if you're pregnant and your hormones are off or your hormones are increasing, then that is a chance that you can be having an outbreak as well. That could trigger an outbreak. Okay. The next thing is, I'm trying to think of all these little big small ones. Okay, and then the next one is, another one is stress. Okay, and I'm not just talking from stress mentally. Mental stress in your mind is the last thing that typically happens. It typically happens in your body. Dehydration, not eating nutritional foods. What's another one? Surgery, like some type of surgeries, or if you get a vaccination, that can happen with some people, or you're taking certain medications, it can stress your body out. Hey, take that up there. Thank you, baby. I just want to make sure y'all can hear, okay? And so that can cause it stress to the body. Like I said, surgeries, vaccinations, medications, anything that can cause some stress to the body. What's the other one? Mental. So if you got mental disorders, anxiety, depression, different disorders, things like that. Okay. So any type of stress can really get to a point, especially stress is number one, that can cause you to have an outbreak. Lack of sleep, guys, that can cause stress on your body. Your body cannot rejuvenate itself if it's not get enough rest. You're not drinking enough water. It cannot rejuvenate itself. It can't get everything it needs. So that's very vital to understand. Okay. So stress is number one. The next one is food, certain foods. Okay. But Lisa, do you give up food? No, I do not. I'm a foodie. I love food. Okay. I'm not a foodie, but I just like to eat. But at the end of the day, it's certain foods that they say that can cause you to have an outbreak. So it's nuts, peanuts, any types of nuts can cause you to have one. That's not for everybody. I want to say this with the foods. It's not for everybody. So what I don't want you to do is to avoid certain foods and you do not have the issue. Y'all may not have to hear this across other people, boards of people, but when it comes to me, I'm not a person to tell you to do everything that you hear. One thing I'm a person, find out for yourself. Okay? Because everything don't affect everybody. Okay, so I don't want y'all living in fear that I can't have peanuts, and another one is chocolate, and I can't drink alcohol, and I can't have junk food. Baby, I do all of that, and none of that calls me. I am a chocolate fanatic with my men and my candy. Okay, so I have no problem with any chocolate over here. Okay, I love me some chocolate. On top of that, alcohol. I'm not a big drinker, but I'll socially drink here and there. So no, that's not an issue. All right. And then junk food. I'm not a big junk food eater, but I get into a habit. Sometimes I just want a bunch of junk food and chips and all that crap. And I do, and it doesn't cause me to have an outbreak. So I really want you guys to understand is these are just triggers. It's not a guaranteed trigger. Everything I said is just a trigger. You just got to find out which one falls under you. What's going to cause your outbreak? Okay. Now, I also want to say this. Remember that everybody don't have outbreaks. Okay, I'm going to say this because somebody said this to me. Everybody don't have outbreaks. Some people will never have an external outbreak. They don't ever see anything. They don't ever feel anything. Nothing ever out the norm. It's all the same because they'll look 1,000 times. That can happen. You can have herpes and never have an outbreak ever. Okay? And it's people who have outbreaks, but they're so mild that you don't notice it. Okay, when I say mild, I'm from a point of, a little itching here and there, a little aching here and there, things like that, or you can feel a little tingling here and there, like something so light that you don't realize it. Okay, because truthfully, y'all, our face can itch sometimes. Some of us are very, very allergic to things. So beautiful. So sometimes you're like, I don't trip so much, or some people got eczema and different things. So you don't want to say everything is herpes. I will say this too. Everything is not herpes, y'all. Like, everything is not a herpes outbreak. And I know when you first found out about your diagnosis, you kind of get like ultra sensitive about your body, and you feel everything, you see everything, and you looking there on time. But real talk, y'all, half of what you think it is, it ain't even that. Okay, you will be so surprised that a lot that you're thinking is not even what it looks like or feel like. Now, if you ever had an outbreak, that is what your outbreak is. That's what it looked like. That's what it feels like, and you can expect it to be just like that every time. Now, it can move around a little bit, but it's not going to move like dramatically. Okay, but it can. I like to say that. But for a lot of you guys, I really want you to understand that you got to learn your triggers. You cannot, listen to me, you cannot have sex. You cannot date. If you're in a relationship, I want you to like literally pause y'all's sexual life for just a little bit so you can learn it. Because at the end, if your partner doesn't have herpes and you want to reduce the chance of them getting herpes, you need to know this. If you want to get back into the dating game, you need to know this, because your partner is determining that you know your body. And if you don't know your body, then you are at a higher risk of giving it to your partner because you just don't know. And now at this point, y'all, you are responsible for the information I gave you. So I don't want to hear it. Okay? You're responsible for that. But it seems like it's so hard to learn. Yes, it's a learning curve. Some of you guys, it's going to take a little bit longer than others to figure it out. Some of you guys will never know your triggers because you don't have any outbreaks. If you're an individual who do not have outbreaks, this is what you do. You disclose. You tell your partner, I do not have outbreaks, but I can still pass it to you through shedding or asystematic, whatever makes sense to their brain, because shedding just sounds crazy. Asystematic, I can pass it to you. This is what I'm doing. If you're doing antivirals, you tell them you're doing antivirals. If you're doing natural remedies, lysine and black tea, or whatever you're doing, you need to tell them that. And then y'all choose to use condoms, no using condoms. Make sure you know your partner's status before you go in. And also, it's nothing wrong with checking in every couple of months to see if your partner even got the virus, okay? It's okay. It's okay to do all of it. Absolutely all of it, okay? But that's for my individuals who are not having outbreaks. But if you are having an outbreak, then you want to say, hey, babe, disclose. Remember, y'all, I'm so serious about disclosing. You disclose. They ask you, do you take medicine? You answer yay, nay. This is what I do. Then you tell them, this is what my outbreaks look like. This is what I feel like. When I'm experiencing this, I will not be active with you in this manner, okay? So then your partner knows everything. They're expecting you should know everything about what you have. There's no reason somebody should come to you and know more than, if they do, that's because they don't do their research or they don't dated somebody. But you should know everything you need to know. And a lot of you guys have no clue. You don't know everything. And it's nothing, I don't want you to feel bad for it, but I want you to know, if you're watching this, it's no reason for you not to know anymore. My DM is wide open. I have sessions for you guys. I have courses for you guys. I have all of this stuff. I got YouTube videos. I got 300 some YouTube videos, y'all. I got a lot. Make sure you follow my YouTube channel. So I got so much stuff for you guys that it's unreal. It's unreal. Asystematic is shedding. That's when the virus is present and you don't know it. Think about COVID. That's why a lot of people are concerned, because they're like, well, people are asystematic and they're passing the virus. That happens a lot. That absolutely happens a lot. Okay? So I love you guys. I hope this helped. I hope this kind of wrap things up for you. Get a better understanding of what triggers are, what they are, how you can cause them. But most importantly, sit down. I want you guys to understand you must know them. No sex, for real. Like, for real. No sex, no nothing, no kissing. Wait until you figure that out. I know a lot of y'all like, but no. You can wait. You ain't gonna die. Literally, it's gonna hurt your feelings more if you give it to somebody because you didn't take the time to do what you need to do. Learn it. Elise, how can you help me with that? Okay, I can help you with that with you getting the outbreak journal. I got a journal that I created, so pretty, little journal. You'll download it, you'll print it, and you will journal for the next couple of days or for the next 30 days of what you feel and what you experience during an outbreak or what you believe is an outbreak. So then you can document what you're experiencing. It's only $2.99, guys. Cheap as dirt, okay? Also for my individual life beliefs, okay, I know that, but I don't know how to disclose. Get my how to disclose course. Done. $35, grab it. Now, if you want to get on the phone with me, it's going to be $150. Okay, I love you dearly. Book the session. It's overcoming session, okay? Either or, whatever you feel like is best for you. All right? Hey, Belize, how can I have sex after? I did a video on that here. Or if you want more in detail, do the sex after course. $35. Look, I got y'all. I got y'all. I'm taking care of everything. Okay? Y'all just have to take advantage of the stuff that I'm offering you. So I hope this helped. I'm about to answer y'all questions and I'm going to get up out of here, okay? Because I got something I need to do. And thank you guys who have the badges, who bought badges. I love y'all so much. I appreciate it. Okay. Can you take the antivirus on an everyday basis to avoid spreading to my partner? You can take it every day, but an antiviral is not a cure. It will reduce the chance. It will not 100% prevent it. Okay, let's stop believing that antivirus is a cure. Antivirus is not a cure. Antivirus is not a vaccination. It's not any of that. Okay, it's not going to 100% prevent it. Now, I know why many of you guys think that, because most of the time you hear STI of some sort, you always hear of, they take something and it treats it and it's gone. That's not the case here, y'all. That's not the case here. Okay, antiviral reduces the chance. It doesn't 100% prevent. Okay, good question. Good question, y'all. Thank you for the badges, babies. Hey, boo, coming for the energy and come on, girl. Come on, get some of this confidence. Get some of this energy. I love y'all. I see it's a lot of questions in the thing. I'm about to feed that. Junior, what time is it on that up there? What did it say? 4:33. All right, baby, you doing better. It's okay. That's why I tell up front. I don't see the need to tell people stuff up front because some people are not worth your energy. Some people are not worth your time. And sometimes you're telling the devil your information. So I will never tell you to tell nothing up front. What I will tell you is that you need to get to know this person, see what type of person they are, and then go from there. Okay? Because sometimes people don't even make it. And sometimes everybody you meet is not going to be a sexual partner. They could just simply be your friend and you just told your friend something that, for what? You're not having sex with them. Now, I'm not against telling your friends and having support, but some stuff is just not worth it. It ain't even necessary, So I say always get to know a person before you even disclose information. Now, if the connection is real, I don't mess with people. The connection is off the chain when you first meet them and y'all just want to tell each other all y'all business. That's different. But just to be upfront because you want to get it out the way or get up front because it's burning in your chest, you're doing it for the wrong reason. You're not doing it because you just want to share it. You're doing it because you want to try to get it out of the way and feel like if they're going to reject, they're going to do it. I want to get it over with. Like, no. You need to sit down somewhere and deal with that. Like, no lie. Okay. Hold on, guys. So I was told that unless I was having an outbreak, not to take the medication. Is that true? Yes, it's not necessary. Now, my whole thing is, this is one thing with herpes. You do not have to take medication to deal with an outbreak. Like, you can literally have nothing and be absolutely fine. Some people, outbreaks are not that bad, so they can literally deal with it and go on with their life. No, it's not necessary. Many doctors will not suggest you take medication every day because they say it can mess with your kidneys over time. So they wouldn't suggest it at all, and they try to make sure they give you a small milligram of it every time they do, but no. But now if you're in a relationship, then you can ask them to put you on suppressive therapy. So then you can try to, that's one thing you want to do in your relationship. So yeah, that's something you can do if you're in a relationship. But if you're not in a relationship, I wouldn't suggest take it every day. It's just really, you need to learn your triggers. That medicine is not going to keep you from getting an outbreak. What it is really trying to keep the virus at bay, but it won't say at bay if you're triggering it. Okay? Herpes is about management. Thank you so much, love. Yes, baby, you can have sex. How do you think I got that one? And the other one? I was having sex. You can have sex. Every other STI folks having sex. Okay, is it normal to have an outbreak and yeast infection occur at the same time? Absolutely. You can have a yeast infection and or bacterial vaginosis or multiple STIs at once. You can have gonorrhea, chlamydia, and herpes all at the same time. Yes, you can have so many things happen at once. Is it possible to not experience symptoms? The last one I had, I didn't notice anything until I noticed the outbreak. Absolutely, that is normal. That can happen where you don't have anything, nothing that's normal, nothing that is make you feel like you need to notice it. That's why I was talking about being mild. Some stuff is really mild and you don't notice it until you look down and you see it. Okay. Can you get acne down there that isn't herpes? I have a solid bump for a few days now, and it's not pussy. It's like a little knot on the outer lip, like the one flat on the vagina, like above the pelvic. Like, you need to go get that checked. Go get it looked at. You need to go get it looked at. I will always tell you, it's so many different things that can be in your genital areas, or you can have different disorders. So many disorders out here. It's crazy, y'all. So I will always say, if it's something you're not sure, just go get tested. Go get it checked. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not a medical doctor. I will be a mental health doctor, but I'm not a medical doctor, so I cannot answer that. I always suggest you go to your OBGYN. What do you do if the person who gave you herpes denies it? You can't do nothing. The only way you know for sure that person gave you herpes is that you knew your test results before you had sex with that person. Outside of that, or that you was a virgin. Outside of that, and I mean genitally, that's what I mean. I'm not talking about orally. Orally, so many people can be kissing on you as a child, people, you know, all stuff like that. But genitally, the only way you will know that is that it's the person you had sex with them before. Like, before you had sex with them, you knew your status, like literally knew it. No sexual intercourse, oral or genital, with somebody prior, or you are simply a virgin. Outside of that, you ain't no way to prove that person or not. And I am done. So I answered all y'all questions. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope this helped all of y'all. And I will be talking to you guys soon. Thank you everybody for the badge. Make sure you get your products, guys. Well, I do want to show this to you real quick. I do have discreet pens now that you can take advantage of. So this, men can use this, or this is for women. So it looks like a lipstick thing, but you spray. And it's for your itch be gone spray. All right. Yes, you can use sex toys. Just make sure you clean them properly. And don't use sex toys when you're having an outbreak.
Thank you so much, Coach Belize. I found her on YouTube, guys. So I posted her link. I pinned it to the chat. Please go and subscribe to her just to show her love. Thank you so much, Coach Belize, for educating us on that. That was awesome. Thank you so much for your knowledge. And we will support you over here. Yes. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you, everyone who has just become a member. Guys, have fun with those little emojis I left up there. Hold on. Guys, I'm in the middle of a live. I'm almost done. Okay, sorry about the background stuff, guys. Y'all already know. You know, my familia. I got my familia here always with me. Okay. Guys, have fun with your little emojis, okay? Now, when you guys come in, you guys will always see the little badge. And it says that you are badass warriors of the divine light. Okay? Thank you so much for joining. And later on, I'll put like different tiers. I want to try to do for members only book club. All right? I'm going to try to figure out how this thing works. I got to eventually make a video to promote it and all these types of things of this nature. So, yeah, I want to be able to do a members only where we'll do readings and private screenings of certain things. Like if I have little bombs to throw, you know, certain things. Or if I wanted to be something, a private screening of some type of showing, like say, for instance, when I do the screening of Surviving R. Kelly. I want to go back and do that. I think I'm going to do a private screening only for members, you know, and we can watch it there. I know that I still have to be careful with what I play and things of that nature. So I'll figure it out how I'm going to do it and present it to you guys. And we'll go back and relive some of Surviving R. Kelly. And as I said, guys, sooner or later, we should be getting information on the transcripts. I just heard in the chat, someone was saying something about, you're welcome, mommy. Someone was saying that the transcripts were being sealed. I don't know how true that is. I will write to the court reporter to find out if this is true. If it is, then we will not find out until after trial, because more than likely they will unseal. A lot of times after the trial, they unseal a lot of the documents, and we have access as public to the documents after the trial is over. So I don't know if maybe that's what Judge Donnelly plans on doing. You know, it's messed up. Whoever it was that wrote to the judge stating that there was transcripts being sold and all this other crap, because now that messed it up for us. You know what I mean? Like I said, I wasn't reporting Sylvia about that. The only thing I reported was about the whole thing that Just Jazz did with the judge, with the jury. That's all it was. I didn't say anything else to the prosecutors about her doing all this other nonsense. So, because I didn't want to mess it up for me. Shit, I'm trying to get transcripts myself. I'm not trying to sell them. I'm just giving them away. I'm giving them away to the people who donate. They have every right to have a transcript, right? All right. Thank you guys for becoming members. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And remember, guys, in the meantime, let's just hold off. If you guys still want to donate a little bit towards the transcript, that's fine. But you don't necessarily have to do too much right now. Let's find out what's going on first. I already have at least enough for 2. So, and then I don't know what Atmos has, you know what I mean, and Robert Keller, because we'll put our money together. So let's see what goes on first. And then, like I said, hopefully we'll be able to buy the last 4, which was day 8, 9, 10, and 11. Because after that, they went on vacation, and they won't be going back to court until the 10th. So Friday, not Friday, the 9th, Thursday. September 9th, they will return to court. So there will only be court for Thursday and Friday, which is September 9th and September 10th. All right. So in the meantime, what I'll do is we'll continue reading whatever transcript we have, me and Atmos. Other people are reading transcripts online. If y'all want to go check them out too, that's up to you guys. But me and Atmos are doing our thing together. And it's easier this way. There's no confusion and, you know, drama. So, hey, the truth, what's up, baby? And once again, hello to everybody and welcome all you new members. Thank you for joining. Okay, Unique. Thank you, Mama. Yeah, you know, so that's what it is. All right, guys. I'm gonna end this live. We've been on for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Ruby, when you when this live is over, you can go to my channel, and in there it should say join highlighted in blue. So let's see. Let me see if I can go to my channel, and I'm gonna show you guys here. Maybe you guys can see it from here. Okay. All right. I'm gonna share my screen with y'all. Okay. I'm gonna show you where the join is at. Okay. Okay, guys, you see my screen? You see the screen? All right. You see right here where it says join and it says next to customize channel and manage videos, this little join button right here. That's how you join, guys. Click it, and it'll say this right here, membership. You put join for $1.99. You guys will have loyalty badges and then custom emojis, okay? From time to time, I will switch the emojis, okay? And it's a members only live chats, and I will do the book club to read together and have discussions, okay? Eventually, I will schedule that out. The kids are going back to school, so that kind of, that'll really give me some time, at least during the day, All right, so you guys got it? All right, your loyalty badge. You see the little badge next to your name? You see the little badge, Black Girl Beauty? It says, Badass Warrior of Divine Light. That's the badge. That's your first loyalty badge. As you go into months, like say, for instance, this is your first month badge, right? After you're in the club as a member for 2 months, you guys will get the next badge. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels of badges. So it's 6 months worth. So once you guys are members for 6 months, you will develop different badges month per month. All right? Isn't that cool? I think that's so cool, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the little badges. You guys got member badges. You see the little badge? What do you mean you don't have that? Ty, look, do you see the screen, Mama? You see this little thing where it says join? Right here, baby. Thank you, Ruby. You hit the join. This little thing pops up. This little box pops up here. And then you click the join. Okay? I'm going to show you again, Ty, right here where it says join. You see here, Mama? Join. You got to get out of the live and just go to my channel. Get out of the live and go to my channel.
Out of the live and go to her channel.
You're welcome, Ruby. We love you, sis. We need more people like you, baby. Yeah, there's a join right here. I'm going to show you later, Mama. You're going to have to show me. We'll do it later, baby. We'll do it later, babe, okay? All right, so guys, thank you guys for joining and becoming members. All right, Ty, I'm going to show you later, Mama, okay? I will. You don't see it either? Okay. You got to go to my actual channel. My boy, my baby, he's back there. He's being good right now. All right, so guys, I love you once again. Thank you so much. And yeah, Josh, he's the man. He's the man. I tell you, everybody loves my boy. Oh, it's pounds, right? So it's £1.99 in Great British. Okay. All right. So Ruby, yes, it's £1.99. I learned something new today. Thank you, ladies. All right, guys. So I love you. Please don't forget, y'all. Don't forget to hit that button, okay? about 6:30. Okay? Might come on later. I love you guys.